Strickland and former Canisius star Dave Spiller. Niagara could name its new head coach by late next week. NBA tonight, and the game's for the phone to ring. That decision could come as early as late Tuesday. 4 assistant coaches vying to take over for Jack Armstrong, including 2 coaches with local backgrounds.
I'm someone who has a lot of confidence, and I believe that you know, that there's a good fit with myself and Niagara, but I'm really just honored to be given the opportunity to come out at this time and be a part of this kind of process at this stage in my career, and obviously, you know, I feel like Niagara is sort of a home to me because I started my career as a coach at Niagara.
I think with my background, I'm certainly going to speak for itself. As I told guys, I'm the guy that used to sweep floors at Duville and 20 years ago, and now I'm in a position where, you know, I'm the guy that's a recruiting coordinator at Ohio State. We've had a lot of success. So we were at Boston College, we did well there. St. Joe's Fordham, been up through the ranks. So, you know, I understand the Jesuit values, I understand the Catholic values, I understand the type of kids that we need in the program, and I understand what it takes to be successful.
I don't think there's any one thing that the job needs right now. I think the job needs everything. I think the job needs someone that can recruit and build a program from top to bottom. And I also think the job needs somebody now that can step right in and coach, and somebody that's going to be comfortable at Niagara University. So I think it's not just one thing. I think it's everything. I'd like to think that's what I bring to the table.
I'm encouraged by it. I think I could do it, and but there's other 3 guys there that think they can too. But you know, I was struck by the sincerity of purpose. And that made me happy. You know, I felt like these guys really want to, you know, see this thing through. And you know, there's great traditions. I told them this would be kind of blasphemous here, but I think they're, you know, they're ready to stop hearing about Calvin Murphy.
Okay, here's an in-depth look at the 4 candidates. No question, Mihalich has the most experience, 17 years as an assistant at LaSalle. Lanier has been an assistant at both Niagara and Bonna before heading to Rutgers. 39-year-old Pete Strickland has been an assistant at Dayton since '94. And Dave Spiller, graduate of Canisius College, coached at Duville, and now in the big time as an assistant at Ohio State. The experience that Mihalich brings might be the deciding factor. Sources say Niagara will pay well, and the man getting this job could be the 2nd or 3rd highest paid coach in the MAC. Again, a decision could come as early as Tuesday or maybe by Wednesday. Well, the Sabres continue their fireworks in the... Good evening, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Empire Sports Report. Coming up, more surgery. Big story tonight. You're looking at the new head basketball coach at Niagara University. The Empire Sports Network breaking the story at around 8 o'clock tonight. LaSalle assistant coach Joe Mihalich will be named the 19th head coach in school history. That'll happen Wednesday afternoon at a 2 o'clock press conference at Niagara. Mihalich, a 17-year assistant at LaSalle, getting the job over local favorites Rob Lanier and Dave Spiller. He also beat out Dayton assistant Pete Strickland. Mihalich interviewed for the job on Monday, and sources say Niagara officials came away very impressed. Mihalich telling us on Monday the qualities he'll bring to the program.
The job needs everything. I think the job needs someone that can recruit and build a program from top to bottom. I also think the job needs somebody now that can step right in and coach, and somebody that's going to be comfortable at Niagara University. So I think it's not just one thing. I think it's everything. I'd like to think that's what I bring to the table.
For Mihalich, it will be his first collegiate head coaching job. He's tried for other jobs, but tonight is his lucky night. Our sources say Mihalich will be pretty well paid, too, between $80,000 and $85,000 a year. That would make him the 2nd or 3rd highest paid coach in the MAC. Joe Mihalich will be named Niagara's new head basketball coach Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Basketball coach Joe Mihalich succeeds Jack Armstrong. A press conference held this afternoon at the Gallagher Center. Mihalich, 41 years old, 17 years, the last 17 years, an assistant at LaSalle University. You see Joe Mihalich, his wife, and 3 sons coming into the Gallagher Center earlier today for the press conference, and he takes over the Purple Eagles program. And after a number of attempts at head coaching jobs in the MAC, he finally gets his first shot thanks to Niagara University, and Mihalich said this is a dream come true.
This is really a dream come true. I just, so many times last night when I was driving on Route 90 with Mary, we looked at each other and said, can you believe this is happening? It's just a dream come true. And as Father O'Malley mentioned, And Mary says it all the time, there's only 300 of these jobs out there. It's so hard. You have to be lucky, you have to be fortunate, you have to be at the right place at the right time. And I feel so proud, so fortunate, so lucky to be here right now.
By the way, coming up a little later on Fan TV, more with Niagara's new head basketball coach. So please join us for that. In the meantime,
As an assistant coach at LaSalle University and failed attempts at head coaching jobs in the MAC for Manhattan and Loyola, among others, Joe Mihalich was wondering if he would ever get that top job. Niagara University has helped Mihalich fulfill that dream, giving the 41-year-old Philadelphia native a multi-year contract to take over the Purple Eagles. Mihalich introduced as the 19th coach in the school's 92-year basketball history during an afternoon news conference on campus at the Gallagher Center. He was heavily involved in some great recruiting at LaSalle. Lionel Simmons, Tim Legler, Doug Overton, Randy Woods. They made 5 NCAA tournaments, 3 NIT appearances in his time in Philly. And today, Mihalich said he knows he's stepping in after some great coaches at Niagara University.
So I can't believe, I just have to pinch myself when I think that I'm going to be sitting in the same seat that Taps Gallagher sat in. It's just humbling. The same seat that Frank Layden sat in. You just ask yourself, am I worthy? Do I deserve this? And I'm going to do all I can, as I said, to take a little bit of Taps Gallagher, a little bit of Frank Layden with me every day to practice, because I'm so appreciative of this opportunity.
Again, you'll hear more from Joe Mihalich, who talked to our Mike DeGeorge. That's coming up later on in the show. As we look at his resume, he is now the top man, Joe Mihalich, the new basketball coach at Niagara University.
And remember, all I can every day to bring a little part of those guys with me to practice in games.
You were a career assistant, and then obviously you've been up for other jobs. Did you have a gut feeling about this one? Did you know something that maybe you just had this one?
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. Looking back on it, the other 3 candidates were excellent candidates, good friends, really people that I'm proud to say do the same thing that I do. They're good for our profession. But maybe just the total, whatever, the total package, as it were, may have meant that I was right for the job. And I always felt like I was right for the job. I felt like my experiences might have just put me over the edge.
You talked about bringing excitement to this program. Could you expound on that a little bit?
Well, I think excitement covers a lot of areas. I want the games to be exciting. I want the game and the experience to be fun for the kids. I want it to be something that the alumni people are going to enjoy and be proud of. At the campus, the student body will be proud of. The excitement, I think, as I said, is all-encompassing. There's something for everybody when you play a basketball game. And that's the way we want to be. We want it to be fun for everybody. We want it to be something they enjoy doing.
Joe, you touched on your coaching philosophy just a bit during the press conference, and I think the words that will stay with everybody is the pressure game. You like to play the pressure game.
I think that's the best way to play the game. Pressure offense, pressure defense. But I also said that it depends on your personnel. And of course that's going to mean depth and team speed and so forth and so on. But pushing the ball up and down the floor is exciting. The open floor is exciting. Pressure defense is exciting. And that's the way I like to play. But the personnel will dictate your style.
Well, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but most people would look at the roster that's coming back for next season and say, hey, Niagara's got a pretty good team. Can you play a pressure type of style with that team?
I think we can. I think we can. I'm hoping we can. There's one more piece of the puzzle maybe that we have to fill, but I think we can. I hope we can. We're going to try. We're going to try, but we're going to do what's best for our team. And if it means, you know, half court a little bit more than full court stuff, then we'll go with it.
Hey, Joe, I want to talk about the notion that a lot of people in the basketball world feel that maybe Niagara and Canisius may be 2 of the toughest places to be successful at in the MAC conference. Do you believe in that? I mean, can you win here over the long haul?
I don't believe in that, and yes, I do believe that you can win the long haul. As I've said a couple times, this is a school rich in tradition, synonymous with basketball success, synonymous with college basketball. We're going to wake up those feelings, we're going to get them going again, and there's no doubt in my mind that we can be very successful in this league. It's a great place to go to school, it's a beautiful campus, and I'm just proud to be here.
Got to ask you, I know there's also a rich tradition between Niagara and LaSalle. It goes back a long time, and you've had the chance to be part of some intriguing moments, and you brought up one during the press conference, and maybe you can talk about that again. I thought it was a very touching story.
It's something I'll never forget, because we had a great game one year at the Palestra in Philadelphia with Niagara, and the game was nip and tuck the whole way through. At the end of the game, we were up 1, with maybe 2 seconds to go, with a chance for one more shot. I was guarding Phil Scafidi. He ran me off the screen, took an inbounds pass, and knocked down the shot, and they won the game. My feelings were that I was a little disappointed, man, at myself, because my man scored, disappointed, taking the blame for the loss, and so forth and so on. And then as the years went on, and I knew and saw what Phil Scafidi went through, and saw the courage that he portrayed to fight cancer and fight that battle. In a twisted way, I was glad they won the game, because Phil Scafidi deserved a moment like that. I was sorry it was at the expense of me and my team and my university, but I was happy for Phil Scafidi because he was a class guy.
And I guess when you look back, maybe some 20 years later, maybe it's ironic that you're sitting in this chair getting ready to coach at this university.
Well, I will take people like Phil Scafidi, Frank Layden, UB Brown, Taps Gallagher, Marshall Wingate. I could go on and on. A little bit of them with me every day to the practice floor, and just remember always what they've done for our university and try to play a part in that history myself.
Quickly, Joe, how does the process start? The signing period starts today. What are the needs for this team as you look forward to next season?
Well, I think that most everything's in place. I think we can probably use one more swing player if you want to use numbers. I guess you'd say a three-man. Maybe a backup at the point. But I think for the most part, things are in place. Hopefully we can hustle up and get one more swingman in here to help us win the MAC championship that we're going to try to win.
Joe, congratulations and best of luck.
Mike, I'm really excited, and thanks very much.
Okay. And before we send it back to Howard and Jim, Howard, we were trying to track down Joe all night last night. We thought he was coming in on the airlines. He drove in with his family. You see? Back to you guys.
Now, they fool us all the time. University also announcing today $1 million has been committed towards upgrading the Gallagher Center, mostly going toward replacing the bleachers. Do something with that open end where the junk gets stored over there behind the curtain. You got to lose that look if you're going to be D1, okay?
We're going to take it to
LaSalle assistant Joe Mihalich as the 19th head coach of Niagara men's basketball. Press conference this afternoon at the Gallagher Center. Mihalich following his wife and 3 boys into the arena. Very simply, a big moment for the 41-year-old, his first head coaching job. That after coming close a number of other times. And he told us he was starting to wonder if this moment would ever come.
I don't think it ever got that far where I doubted that it would ever happen. I just really believed, I just had a lot of faith that my time would come and the right time would come. And of course, here we are. But that's a good question. You always start to wonder, as the years slip away. I try not to let it discourage me, but as someone mentioned earlier, when you get close and it doesn't happen, and you start to wonder if you're doing the right things, if you're working hard enough, if you're where you should be.
Mihalich will also get support from the administration at Niagara this afternoon. School President Reverend Paul Golden telling us the Gallagher Center will get a new facelift.
We're going to put $1 million into renovating this floor right here, mostly new bleachers, but some other amenities, and we think we're going to have a very appropriate college home court. That's what they call in the college business a pit. It will be a screaming, yelling bunch of people to make it a real home court advantage.
Mihalich signing a multi-year contract, probably 3 to 4 years in length. Good choice by Niagara, and Mihalich should do just a fine job. Back to hockey.
Thanks.
Well, it's not like we're the only ones who could say we told you so, but now you talk about a middle linebacker. This is a guy that makes many a play.
It's a great inside linebacker. Came out here after his junior year. You talk about Takeo Spikes. You're talking about productivity year in and year out. Look at that size, 234 pounds, in the Ray Lewis mold. The great Baltimore Raven young linebacker. Speed, tenacity. Quickly reacts in the direction of the play. Great moves. And I think when you say getting around blockers and away from traffic, sifting through an area that's really clogged, he can do it. He can create a lot of activity with that run-stopping ability that he provides. Here against LSU, you see his ability in coverage as well. So a guy that can really do it all, reads a quarterback very well in coverage. You don't have to take him off the field. He can be an every down defender. And I think when you look at his ability in space to make a tackle, this is something all linebackers can't do. A lot of them struggle early in their career. It'll be a natural for Takeo Spikes.